Briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Young,
Yes,
just a few questions for you. So you told your attorney that on the day of this offense, you remember drinking and driving?
I have been drinking before I got in the vehicle. Yes, I do admit there have been alcohol use.
Okay, do you admit to being in an accident and fleeing the scene as well?
I do not remember that.
You don't remember hitting anyone and driving off at a high rate of speed, running several stop signs?
No.
Okay. Before you were drinking, you do remember being on deferred adjudication for evading in a vehicle, right?
Yes, I do.
And on that day,
All that. I can explain all that if I'm.
All right, Mr. Young.
Yes.
So here's the way this works.
Enjoy the video, hit the like button.
All right, we're proceeding on 2022 CR 1449W and 2019 CR 1019W, State of Texas versus Austin Young. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Luis Martinez.
All right, and cause number 2019 CR 1019W, Mr. Young pled true to violation of condition number 1 on February 16th, 2022. And in cause number 2022 CR 1449W, Mr. Young entered a plea to the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more. The state is opposing his application for community supervision, and they're asking that punishment be assessed at a cap of 5 years. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
And Judge, I got that this morning. I'll waive my 48 hours. We're ready to proceed.
All right, and are you Mr. Young?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any objections to the PSI report, state?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Judge.
All right, state, you're asking, you're opposed to Mr. Young's application for community supervision. You may begin.
Yes, Your Honor, only argument. Your Honor, he was currently on community supervision for evading with a vehicle. Instead of taking advantage of the deferred community supervision he was on, he decided to further endanger the community by being involved in a crash and fleeing that in the vehicle. And if you look at the official report, he violated several traffic laws. And on top of that, picking up his third DWI. So the surrounding circumstances and him picking up yet another DWI, endangering the community, shows that he is not a good applicant for community supervision. Therefore, we're asking that he be sentenced and revoked on his community supervision. We leave it in the court's discretion between the cap of the 5 years.
All right, defense.
Judge, I do want to have Mr. Young testify on his behalf.
All right, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you could state your name for the record, please.
Austin Young.
All right, defense.
Austin, you understand that we're here because the court has to decide whether or not you get probation, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Has anyone promised you that you're getting probation?
No, sir.
Okay, and you look kind of nervous right now.
I'm very nervous
Okay. And why are you very nervous?
because I don't want to go to jail. I'm trying to do everything I can to change my life. I'm in a sober living right now. I've been doing everything possible that I can. I've been going to meetings. I've been helping them around the house. I have a letter, if I may.
I'll go ahead and tend to that.
For people, I've been trying to do everything I can. I'm trying to go
Look,
to.
Austin, let me stand right there. So, I mean, you understand that there's a very real possibility that you're going to prison today, right?
Yes,
Okay. And I've made that very clear to you, right?
yes.
Do you? Do you dispute the fact that you were driving while intoxicated on that day?
No, I admit to it.
Okay. And obviously there was some alcohol use going on that day, right?
That day?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I have been drinking.
Okay. And you were pretty clear in the TAP report that you have a history of drugs and alcohol.
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. And one of kind of the defining things of your life is you trying to deal with that and kind of get to a productive point in life, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, your performance on bond has not exactly been perfect, right?
No.
Okay. In fact, there was we had a violation report where you were on partial GPS and decided to go ahead and stay at someone else's house. Remember
Yes, for safety reasons, but yes, I do. Yes, I do remember
that?
that.
Okay, you did that without
Yes,
permission.
And I meant to, yes, sir, I did. I meant to mess it up.
Okay, and then the next week you had a situation where you blew dirty into your mobile device. Remember that?
Yes,
Okay, and at that point, the judge put you in jail. It was supposed to be for 7 days, but wanted to be about 10 days, right?
it was a little around that, maybe a little longer. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And how was that experience?
It was awful. It really got my attention, made me really think twice about what I wanted for me and my life, and how I want to make my life a bit better from here on out.
Okay, because you realize if you don't, let me stop you there.
Yes, sir.
You realize if you don't get your act together, that's going to be the rest of your adult life, right?
Yes, I do, and I do not want that for my adult life.
Okay.
I really want to grow up and I want to have kids and have family.
Okay. And you understand you've got, I've been clear to the court, you have a lot of growing up to do.
Yes, sir, I do. And
Okay.
I've really been working on that every day. I've been busting my butt, getting up every day, making my bed, doing the chores around the house that we're supposed to do. I've been going to meetings on
Yeah, I
Zoom.
need you to slow down because that young lady has to take
I'm
everything.
sorry,
in.
man.
And you need to make sure you speak up.
I need to speak up, man. Yes, ma'am. I've been trying. I've been busting my butt every day, waking up at the sober living house, making my bed,
Slow down.
trying to do all the chores that we're supposed to do, keep the house clean, help out the other attendants that are at the house. There's a young guy there that I've been.
Slow it
Sorry.
down.
I'm just.
I know.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Judge.
No problem. I can hear you, but you're going very fast and Brenda is great at what she does. I think she's the best at what she
No, yes,
does.
ma'am, Brenda, I apologize.
But
And I'm just trying to do the best that I can, Judge. Like I've been trying to do as many meetings as possible on Zoom because you still have me on house arrest right now. I know I filed for a motion to do some meetings. I sent Lewis a big, about a page long of different addresses of things at the meetings that are kind of mandatory for being at the house.
Okay, let me stop you right there. So where are you currently living?
I'm at 607 Briar Oak Lane,
And what is
which is
that?
called New Day Sobriety. It's a sober living house.
Okay.
And
And what do
I
you,
have been
what do
there
you,
since I got out.
I'm gonna, I know you're nervous, but let me ask a question. You answer the question.
Yes, sir.
So, how many men live at that house?
We were at full capacity just the other day, and now there are 4 of us. It's
Okay.
me and 3 others, and then the house manager.
Okay, and you have responsibilities there at the house?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, and they keep you accountable there at the house?
Yes, sir, they do weekly drug tests. I've been drug tests every week. Those have been going great. I'm passing on drug tests. We have a mandatory meeting on Sundays.
Let me back you up.
Sorry. Yes,
So
sir.
you're going to your meetings?
Yes, sir. I'm going to as many meetings as I can on Zoom. There are a
Okay.
few meetings that I would like to, if possible, if I get probation today.
Okay.
That I have addresses.
Good. Let me stop you there.
Yes, sir.
And so in addition to those meetings, like I said, you are drug testing,
Yes, sir, I am.
okay? And to be honest, you are at a point in life where you need that type of intensive supervision, right?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am.
Because you've made some really bad habits in life,
Yes, I have.
and you understand that it's going to be a process to make better habits.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. I'm trying to go through that process right now.
Okay. Do you have any plan, if the court were to grant you probation, what is your plan going forward?
My plan is I'm gonna go, there's a place called Blue Heron Recovery here in San Antonio that used to be Las Patios. I decided to go, I'm trying to I had a meeting on yesterday at 10:30 with the coordinator there named Allie. I plan on doing counseling and trying to do some outpatient there. 3
Okay,
times
so-
a week.
And so you're
And then
going,
stay at the sober living house for at least a year. I mean, my plan is to be there as long as it takes.
and you understand that once again, it's a long process.
It's a very long process. Yes, sir.
Okay. Prior to you getting that issue with your violation reports, were you working?
I was working very hard. I was working about 50, 60 hours a week.
Okay, and where were you working 50, 60 hours a week?
I was working at Wendy's on Austin Highway.
Okay, and what was your position there?
I was pretty much just like a staff of, but like I was working towards becoming a manager.
Okay, and so you were working there at the Wendy's, and that could be a very hectic job, right?
Yes, sir. It was very hectic.
Okay, let me stop you there. You were working 50, 60 hours a week at that Wendy's.
Yes, sir. I was.
Okay, and so,
okay, I'm sorry about that, but it was so dark in here. And so I was like, why is it so dark? So the lights are on now. Okay, you can continue.
and so, you do have an employment history.
Yes, sir. I do.
And then so once you hopefully, once you're able to build better habits and get your foundation set, you do have an ability to go back to work.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes,
Now-
I have the ability, if I get probation, they were more than welcome.
Okay, and
Going back to work. if
and-
it was okay with the judge.
right. And you have a supportive family.
A very supportive family.
Okay, and let's be honest, they haven't always held you accountable, right?
At times now.
Okay, and that is what it is, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, sir.
but-
That is why I'm trying to stay away from that house. And just be it.
Okay,
I'm
and so
really trying to grow up and just be on my own and be responsible for everything that I do.
you don't intend to move back in with your mother, you intend to stay with your
I tend to stay sober living and then I get my own place again and hopefully it goes the right way this time.
Okay, and you're not blaming your mother for these things.
I'm not blaming anybody but myself. for this.
Okay, you understand though that you're making decisions based on what you see works for you in life
Yes, sir.
and trying to stay away from the things that don't work.
Yes, sir. I've been trying very hard.
Yeah. You understand, you are on deferred adjudication right now in the evading case, right?
Yes, sir, I am. And I've been keeping up with all that. I've been making my payments.
Okay.
And trying to do everything I can.
Okay, and so let me ask you, you understand the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison on that case?
Yes,
Okay, you also understand the court could take away your deferred and put you on normal probation, right?
yes,
Okay, and whatever probation the court puts you on, you're representing this court that you are prepared to handle those conditions, right?
yes.
Okay, let me ask you about driving, because I mean, obviously these two incidents involve you driving. Are you currently driving?
No, I do not even have a vehicle.
Okay,
I gave my rights up to that.
okay, now do you have any plans on driving,
No, not anytime soon.
and why not?
I'm on the wheel and I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to make sure I have my stuff together before I even think about driving before.
Okay.
I'm done with making bad decisions. I'm done with drinking. I'm
Okay,
just tired of my life being the way it is. I really want to.
and so you recognize the fact that you are not in a position where you should be driving.
Yes, I do recognize that. That's why we waived my rights to the car. And I had to make that waiver. and put it there.
Yeah, the affidavit on driving.
Yes, sir.
Um, And so you understand the court could, if the court imposed conditions of probation, one of the conditions could be that you just don't drive and you're fine with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm completely okay with that.
Okay.
I mean, I only have a vehicle. The
Right.
vehicle has been sold to help pay for me when.
Right, and I mean,
And
but
it
let's,
won't be anytime soon.
be honest, I mean, somebody could lend you a car, those things could happen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, but I would say no.
Okay, because
I
you,
promise I'm not gonna have to-
and the reason is because you are not in a position right now where you feel you're mature enough to
Yes,
do it.
sir. Yes, sir.
But that's something you're working on.
That is something I'm working on very hard every day.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Young,
Yes,
there's
sir.
just a few questions for you. So you told your attorney that on the day of this offense, you remember drinking and driving?
I admit to, I have been drinking before I got in the vehicle. Yes, I do admit to that. There have been alcohol use.
Okay, do you admit to being in an accident and fleeing the scene as well?
I do not remember that.
You don't remember hitting anyone and driving off at a high rate of speed, running several stop signs?
No.
Before you were drinking, you do remember being on deferred adjudication for evading in a vehicle, right?
Yes, I do.
And on that day,
Explain all that.
Go ahead.
I can explain all that if I'm.
All right, Mr. Young,
Yes,
so here's the way this works. Each party will ask you a question.
and I just.
You need to let them
Yes, ma'am.
ask their question,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then you answer the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda can take down 2 and 3 people talking at once, but let's not
Make it.
make it difficult for her. Okay?
Yes, ma'am, Judge.
All right, so state,
Yes,
ask your question,
Just
please.
ask you questions, just answer the question, nothing more.
Yes, sir.
so you do remember being on deferred and still deciding to drink
Yes, I did.
and getting behind a wheel.
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you also stated that you're working hard right now toward your sobriety, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
But you were given chances already being on deferred to work on your sobriety. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
And you decided to break that,
Yes, sir.
and you decided to pick up another felony charge,
Yes, sir.
and you decided to flee a scene of an accident while being drunk behind a wheel.
Yes, sir.
And now you're deciding to give you yet another chance on a felony case because you picked up a new charge and you're in front of the court wanting yet another chance.
Yes, sir, I am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, does anyone
Judge-
want to address the issue that in the PSI report, he states that the last time he drank alcohol was February 2022.
Judge, before I do that, I'd like to go ahead and tender this with the state's permission. Judge, that's a letter from his current supervision. At his current sober living home to indicate that he is attending there and doing well.
All right, the court is read without objection from the state a letter from New Day signed by Mr. Clark Cadwalder about Mr. Young's placement and participation in the program of recovery.
Judge, to the issue of the drinking in February 2022, Judge, we've dealt with that in that I did ask Mr. Young if he violated the terms of his bond, and we had the violation report, and so he's admitted to that. I mean, the court very quickly took him into custody, had him show up. He sat in jail. It was supposed to be for 7 days. It wound up being 10 or 11 days, which is just the way things go now. We understand that. There's nothing unfair about that. And I can tell you, Judge, having dealt with Mr. Young for a few years now, that last stint in jail really, it has gotten his attention. I mean, he's gotten out, no desire to live at home anymore. He's in an environment where he's being held accountable. I think sometimes with people that have drug issues, I think sometimes they rationalize alcohol use by saying, well, I'm not using cocaine today. I'm not using marijuana today. I'm not using mushrooms today. I'm just using alcohol. And the court can see with Mr. Young that he has a lot of growing up to do. He's got a lot of bad habits, a lot of years of bad habits that he's having to go ahead and deal with at this point. He doesn't deny the fact that he used. It was detected by his alcohol monitoring device. It led to a sanction and a punishment by the court. You know, Austin is like any addict, and he's going to be an addict every day the rest of his life, Judge. And I know that he's working on it now. I think he absolutely understands and finally gets it that if he doesn't keep it together, even, you know, a fairly non-threatening guy like him is going to wind up in prison for a long time. And so to that end, Judge, I think that we've addressed that issue. If you'd like me to ask Mr. Young any questions about that, we're happy to.
No, that's fine. I've heard argument from both sides, and I know what each side wants. So, Mr. Young, this is the court's thoughts.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I can tell you is we're always told as judges, don't mention your thoughts. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Just rule and move on.
Yes, ma'am.
But in your situation, here are my choices. My choices is I can send you to prison for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And probably 95%, there's a 95% chance that you get out of prison and you're still going to be using alcohol and using drugs. Or I can send you to an inpatient treatment facility. And at the end of the day, if that doesn't work, you can still end up going to prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes I can give people choices. Sometimes I cannot give people choices. So here is your choice today, and you can discuss it with your attorney. You can go to prison and do your time, which according to the plea bargaining agreement, it's at a cap of 5 years. I'll send you to the 5 years. Or either I can give you probation. I will be extending your probation on the evading case, and you'll be going into inpatient treatment at safety. I tried to have you referred to felony drug court, but you're not eligible for felony drug court. So those are your choices. You can go to prison. Now, with regards to your prison sentence of 5 years, I can't tell you how much time you'll actually end up doing of that 5 years. But either way, you're not going to be leaving this courtroom today. So you can either be on probation for both of these cases, and you'll be going to inpatient treatment at safety. And then once you are released from safety, if you choose that route, you can always go back to the sober living home that you were in, or either I can send you to prison. So if you need to discuss that with your attorney, you can.
Yes, ma'am. Can I have a few minutes with you?
Yes,
Just a few minutes. I mean, I think I already know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna talk to this person.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your decision?
I'm gonna do the probation, safety, or whatever. I don't wanna do jail, man.
All right, then in cause number 2019 CR 1019W. The court will deny the motion. Alter and amend to extend for 2 years. And a referral to safety. And that will be followed by aftercare. Then in cause number 2022 CR 1449W. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. $1,500 fine, probated. Admission interlock, full term. Two-year driver's license suspension. And if he provides an affidavit of non-driving and provides proof that he has no vehicle, then the court will do something other than admission interlock.
Okay, Judge. If I prove just an affidavit, because that,
Yes,
okay, thanks.
this will run concurrent with 2019 CR 1019W. Proof of employment within 30 days of release from custody. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 10 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition. Safety followed by aftercare. Defendant to remain in custody. Until transferred to safety. There's to be regular Zoom recording or in person upon release. So if you can't report by Zoom, you need to do it in person. What is your mom's name?
Wendy Schulman.
I'm sorry,
Wendy Schulman.
how do you spell the last name?
It's SCHORLEMER, Judge.
Okay, SCHORLENMER.
MER. Yes, ma'am.
All right, upon release, defendant is not to reside with Wendy Schoenlein. So you can visit her, but you cannot live with her. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll do the UA hotline. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs? Oh, I'm sorry, victim impact. That'll be live.
The DWI intervention, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
And were you gonna do field visits upon release?
Yes. We'll do field visits 2 times per month. And we're gonna do no driving for half the term. So you'll need to get an Uber, take via,
Yes, ma'am.
you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am, that was everything.
Just quickly, that 10 days is a condition, will that'll be taken care of by the time he's waiting for bed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Young, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
I think that's it, Judge.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, Mr. Young, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rebecca, do you need to speak with him?